I am Dorrito, and I'm going to be bringing you some tips, some of which you may not have seen anywhere else. If you do not follow these, you will die. If you have seen some other videos, I'm sure some of these have been around. I haven't been looking at any other videos, but I'm sure there might be one or two that can help you out, just like this guy with the broom. First off the bat is my favorite tip, and that is create a stone axe. Not a flimsy axe, not a regular axe. Use a stone axe. If you have a regular axe, just keep it in your storage, unless you're like cutting down trees all the time and that's just what you want to do. Tree murderer. For going on island excursions or just going around and about your own island, stone axe is the best because you hit the tree 3 times. Doesn't break. It's the fastest at resource collecting, quickest with your time. You don't have to worry about losing resources or chopping down somebody else's tree, maybe even on a friend's island. The downside is, of course, that it breaks a little bit faster than the other axe, but overall, this is the best choice to keep on yourself. Now, when you're out using your axe or just shaking out any tree, of course, you're going to come across bees, or I guess they're wasps now. My trick is to open your inventory really quick and to swing down quickly. Now, this isn't necessarily my favorite method, but it's one thing I've been trying out, and it seems to work sometimes. Now, for the eagle-eyed viewers, you might have seen my eye there was a little messed up, and that's because of this little scenario right there. I do the exact same thing almost. Go into my inventory, get the net. Hey, guess what? I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm so good. Swing down. Nope. And that's because there's a little additional step here that you have to work out the kinks when you are trying this method. Now I'm going to slow down this video here. You see the wasp circle around me once, and then you have to swing right as they're making their second go round. So here's a little faster. Swing right as they're making their second go round. Personally, I don't like cheating the game too much, even though it's not a perfect system because you have to get used to it. It does get easier as you go along. But I kind of like the thrill of running and turning back and trying to catch them. It's a little more fun, but when I get stung, it's like... Anybody else like that? I don't know. Next up is a little tip or a hint that is especially helpful when you have multiple people in your town who like leaving messages on the bulletin board. Anytime there's a new message, there's a little bird on top, a little yellow bird. And one quick way to see this is when Tom Nook is given his opening message. You'll see him up there dancing around. Now at night, there's an owl who dances a little less, as you can see. He's just a stoic little guy, but it's the same, in effect, the same thing. And Sterling thinks he is also stoic, so he wants his job. But I tell him no, because he'll stay there through rain or sunshine. And oh, maybe not. So you've got this music from Tom Nook's shop, or the shop, and you are wondering, why can't I do anything with this music? Well, it's because you have the radio probably and not a boombox. You need to get yourself a boombox or just some kind of music machine, and then you will register the music, and then you can listen to the nice tunes of Dear KK Moody. So your inventory is getting a little hard to handle, eh? What you need is the tool ring. It's essential. That's the name of it. And it's very helpful. And the pocket organization guide, which will expand your inventory. To get both of these, you just use the little green machine in Tom Nook's tent. They'll come out right away. Other things you get there often you have to wait for them to be mailed in, but that will just pop out right away. They're very helpful for switching through quick and having just that larger inventory. It's just a little bit more room, a little faster. It's very helpful. One thing you are going to find when you have that expanded inventory is things are going to get a little bit messy, which might drive you insane if you're a type A person. I am not a type A personality, but I have a little bit in me, and I like to keep my tools up top so that I can see the new items when they come in a little bit easier. So all you got to do is hold down on the item and move them around. That way you can put them exactly where you want them. Everything will be as you like it. Now, another little tip with the inventory. This is one of my favorite, so I'm excited to show this one as I run through the mud there and get a little dirty. Got my umbrella out. Now, as you can see, I have the shovel, and then I've got the stone axe, and the ocarina, and the net. If you switch over to the shovel, and you hit right with your new organized inventory, the shovel, ocarina, and then I'm going to have the net. And that's exactly how it is. So in your inventory, clicking left and right will correspond to how your inventory is laid out. So if I kept going, it would have the little vaulting pole. And if I go left, it'll start from the bottom up. So you might think it would get the slingshot there, but it'll actually get the watering can because it's starting from the bottom and then going towards the top left. So it's like clockwise versus counterclockwise in the left. And now I'm watering the ground while it's raining. He's just soaking that ground. He's soaking it real good. Now you're out and about and you hit that rock with your shovel or your axe, which you can use both of. Oh, and you miss. Oh, you miss and you're embarrassed. How do you keep that from happening? Well, you dig 2 holes in the ground. Dig those holes just like the movie Shia LaBeouf. He's your master. He's your icon. You just, whoa, I got some gold right there. Oh, that's exciting. That's my first gold piece. Everybody cheer for me. Hooray! Anyway, yeah, dig 2 holes, or if you're lucky enough to have something by a tree, use the tree. Hit the rock there. You won't move and you'll get every piece that you need. You're going through as always, and that little Nook notification pops up. You click on it, and you go to the Nook mouse. All you got to do is flick your right stick. Boom. Goes right down to it. One of my favorite tips, and one of the reasons I really wanted to make this video, because the people locally that I know, or in person that I know, didn't know this, and that you go down through the left. The only time it messes you up is when you get the Nook Miles Plus, and you think, what's going on? One thing I'm sure you've come across, but I wanted to put it in here anyway, is if you try to purchase something you've already purchased, the little raccoons will let you know. So if you are a speed reader, you might want to take it down just a notch if you're going through trying to get something, because they will let you know if you've already purchased an item. This is a really nice quality of life addition that Nintendo and the Animal Crossing team put in there. So I know they'll probably never see this, but thank you for that. Tom Nook's catalog. This is something that's been in the game for a long, long time, and always great to have. Any item you have owned, you can get in the future. So feel safe to delete anything to free up space or storage, or just to clear stuff out. You don't need to hoard it. You can always go back and buy it. So that marshmallow set you've always wanted to have, all your marshmallow loving friends and the Ghostbusters will come and visit you. Ah, the classic, the gold tree. Everyone knows. Now, there's some differences in this one, or maybe it's just been a long time for me, but I had to throw this one in here. See a little gold spot? You dig it up, you get your money. You get your money, and then you put some money back in it. In this example, I'm just showing 100, but you can put in 1,000, 10,000, and then your tree will come up in a few days. You shake it and get it down. Now, do be careful. Right there, you can see a tree is right next to another one. That might die. That's a little close. And you can see my wonderful water aim. I don't even think trees need the water. I'm just a really nice person. Have that water. Once it's done, you go up and you can see that it'll be pretty obvious. Be careful and be nice with your neighbors if you're working with some other people, because you will battle like it's a monopoly. There will be war. There will be blood. Also, you might want to mark the ground, put something nearby just so you can say, hey, this is mine, this is yours, so you don't actually cut it down, things like that. Next, a minor little fix is your map. If you get lost all the time, especially if you're new to your island or someone else's island, go ahead and open your map and turn on the mini-map to always on. You can have it always on, always off, or on only when you're stopped. If it's always on, the only time it won't be is when you're doing an action. So, vaulting pole, it disappeared for a second right there. Or you pick something up, it'll disappear for a second, just like that. Thank you very much for watching this video. It is 3 a.m. right now. I am terrible at editing, so hopefully I'll get a little bit better going along here. But if you enjoyed it, got anything out of it, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. But if you do not, you will die.